Y'all gotta do it if y'all wanna get it. We were born ready, yeah, and y'all gotta get it. Y'all gotta move it if y'all gonna get it. We were born ready, yeah, and y'all gotta get it. Goddamn. Back to back to back to back with it. Y'all don't want it, buddy. Y'all just be capping and the moving steady batting, but y'all can't hit it. Y'all was born rats and we was born. Y'all don't step on them, so y'all don't know them, but you talk that fire.
We got Ken on episode 10. Welcome back. Ooh, flames, dude. SoundCloud career revived. I actually have a song on SoundCloud. No one's ever gonna find it. I'm not gonna tell you where it is. But before we begin, I stopped myself this time. First couple of seconds. Put a like on this. Subscribe. Little bell notification. Send this to your mother. Send it to your father. Love to your sisters and brothers. From Brooklyn. Oh my God. Brooklyn, New York. Here we are. How you doing, Igor?
Amazing. Are we gonna do the weigh-in?
No, we are doing that next week. The problem is, here's what I have to do with the weigh-in. Because of like water weight and stuff like that, you should usually weigh yourself in the morning because that's when you're like dehydrated and that's the actual weight. Because then you start drinking water and eating and then you gain a few pounds throughout the day and it's really not like your weight. But what I'm going to do is next week, the day of, I'm going to put a timer so I can weigh myself in the morning, write it down. And we're going to do a weight losing challenge. So I got to come up with like a punishment. Because if one day we record and I gained weight instead of lost it, we need to find a way to punish me for it.
We force you to eat 12 Big Macs.
Oh, what? You're going to make me gain more weight?
Yeah.
No.
You have to work harder. Well,
Maybe.
Instead of even writing it down, you should maybe just record it. And then like whenever the weight, like the
What do you mean
weighing
record
topic,
it?
like record it on your camera in the morning when you're
Oh.
weighing yourself. And then when the topic comes up, you just insert the video in post-production.
Right. Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. What's been eventful this week? Well, on Saturday, I was going home. And if anybody lives in New York, something you know about the MTA here is the trains are absolutely awful on the weekends because that's when they decide to do all the road work. Primarily, it's because they don't close. If anybody doesn't live in New York, the MTA, people running trains here, it's 24/7. So the place doesn't close, which means you have to find time to do repair work and all that other stuff. So I'm on the train, and this lady, I'm listening to music, and this lady starts snapping her finger like this at me, which pisses me off because I'm like, who does this? And she starts asking me how to get to a certain spot. She's like, I need to get to the ferry to go to Staten Island. Now, I know exactly where that is. And I know exactly how to get there. But now she's made me mad. And I tell her the wrong train to take to get home.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I get it. Some of you might think that that's an awful thing to do. And you'd be right. It's a horrible thing to do. And in these cases, I don't care. I was talking to her in the meantime, and she goes like, oh, where are you going? And I'm like, I told her where I'm going. She goes, what's there? And I'm like, I live there. She's like, oh, is that like a good neighborhood? Hey, bro, I'm never going to see you again. Sometimes I have these interactions with people in the city, and it sometimes dawns on me that I will never, ever, ever see these people again. Yet they're trying to get like personal with me, which makes no sense. Lady, you're getting off in 2 stops. Stop talking to me. And that's when I realized that I'm very antisocial. I've noticed this week that I have really hard time looking people in the eyes when I'm talking to them, or they're talking to me. Partially is because I'm like, they're looking at me and they're like, God damn it, he's ugly. The other part is like, why are you trying to like read my soul? Leave me alone. I've had people like I'm talking to, and I'll start talking to them, looking them right in the eye, and then I'll go like, yeah, and I know people associate that with lying. Like usually people who are lying, they don't look you right in the eye. That's not with me. I lie all the time. I'll look you in the eye and I'll lie to you. But when we're talking about something else, I have a real problem looking somebody in the eye. You ever have that?
No, I like staring at people and making them uncomfortable.
What? You just stare at people?
I don't know if you ever noticed this, but let's say you're walking past someone, and then as you're
Your
walking
eyes
by,
lock.
your eyes lock, and to me, that's a challenge. I want to see who looks away first. I'm usually winning.
I do that with my cat.
Don't do that with your cat.
No, I look him in the eye. I'm like, you think this is a game?
You should blink slowly with your cat.
Oh, I
Build
know.
that trust.
No. Listen, there's no trust to be built here. I own my cat, and I will feed him. He knows this. But if he's looking at me and without blinking, we're in a staring war. I think that's a
And
common
yeah, you
thing.
can't do that with humans.
Mm-mm. I don't know. Well, a cat can't like tell me I'm ugly or something. A human can. A cat's not gonna be like judging me like that. So it's fine if a cat does it. But yeah, and then New York's gonna be having mayor elections this year. Do you know what day that is?
Absolutely no idea. I haven't voted a single time at the age of
What a good New Yorker
at
you
the
are.
ripe age of 24.
Could you look that up when the mayor elections are for New York City?
Of course.
Yeah. So, as somebody who's lived here for forever, when I was a kid, I never really noticed elections. I didn't really care. But now that I'm older and I go to the city all the time, when primary elections, June 24th,
Mm-hmm.
general elections will be held on November 4th.
Primary election is scheduled for June 24th, 2025.
Okay, so soon. Well,
Tomorrow.
Here's what I'll say. I think the current state that New York City is in, it is very easy to get elected as a mayor if you know exactly what you're talking about. The city, and I think when you live here, you don't really notice it as much. And then tourists come here and they're usually shocked at how dirty it is. But then you hear that all the time. You hear about how Paris is dirty. And you kind of accept that a lot of these really big cities are dirty. But I'll tell you this, it shouldn't be that way. It's summertime. New York City is going to start smelling like ass. All right? You're going to be walking down the street. The garbage is going to be everywhere. And I get it. We don't know what to do. All right, there's no solution for this, except there are problems that can be fixed. And I think if you're a mayor, clean up the subways, make them safe. I am tired. As somebody who takes the train every day twice to go home, to go to work, I'm absolutely tired of watching people piss on themselves, throw up, reserve an entire cart for themselves. They will reserve a whole cart for themselves. If you are not from New York, here is some advice I have for you, because I've met people who ran into this issue. If you're waiting for the train and you're like, oh man, it looks really crowded, and then you see one cart roll by and nobody's in there, and you're like, ooh, let's go, I'm gonna get myself a seat. You need to run. You need to run because somebody reserved that cart, and then you walk in and there's just slush of piss, shit, and balls all over the fucking cart. It's disgusting, and I can already hear somebody telling me that, some people are sick and this is what happens. Listen, I get it, but I'm sorry. I pay $3. I want to ride in luxury. So my first decree as mayor is to clean up the subway. Then we're cleaning up the city, trash cans. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but when you're in the city in Manhattan, it's so hard to find a trash can. You'll be walking around with garbage in your hand, and it will be impossible to find somewhere to throw it out. Sometimes you'll have a street that has like 16 of them, and then other times there's nothing. So then what do you do like a good Samaritan? You throw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Because, come on. And then another thing I've noticed, I think most states have this, I hope, but we have it. It's these cleaning cars that drive around and they sweep the trash. They don't do anything. You will walk across the street and then you will look under the car and there's a thing that sweeps. All it does is take trash from here and flings it on the other side. It's the most ridiculous shit. I don't understand. We need to clean up the city, and please, whoever's gonna be mayor, email your boy. We're gonna get it taken care of. I promise. It's gonna be very legal. It's gonna be very safe, and and I just realized we're talking about elections, so we can't promote this video.
Regardless, we wouldn't be able to promote this video because of the other topics we're about to talk about. But on the other hand, why don't you go run?
For what, mayor?
Yeah.
Man, I would. But what do you need to run for mayors even? It has to be like some. I mean, you got to register as like a political party person. I don't know.
Well, you can probably run as an independent, but those usually don't get taken serious in this country.
Not me, bro. I'm gonna be independent, free thought. They're gonna think it's the Green Party. I'm gonna say it's the Me Party.
The U Party.
The Me Party. Yeah, it's been very real over here. Yeah, ACs are in full effect this summer. It's only the 10th today, and I've been sleeping pretty much every day with an AC. So my electricity bill is just gonna do suplexes on me every day. I'm telling you, every year, like every month in summer, I'll look at my electricity bill and I wouldn't understand how this happened. I'll be looking at it, I'm like, no, this has to be for like 6 months. Nope, just 1 month. It gets really crazy out here, so you gotta cool off, my babies. You gotta cool off.
Stay cool, stay hydrated.
Stay frosty, my friends. That's what he who shall not be named used to say to me. Okay.
Which one of the all who should not be
I have
named?
so many, so many friends. Friends. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to send shots. What else has been happening? Well, I mean, we gotta touch on this very slightly. The Greta Thunberg thing.
The best.
The best.
In the West.
Greta decided to get on a boat with a lot of other people, and they were sailing for Palestine. They were trying to get some aid, from what I understand. And what was weird to me about that whole thing was it felt like they were just recording videos every day. They were just, and I think that's why, like, Israel named it as the selfie yacht or whatever, is because it just felt like they were taking videos every single day. Which is actually in Greta's style, I think. They usually do this thing, which, it's a form of activism, but I feel like, usually, well, from what I've seen, the videos of her, it's somebody speaking, and she's just in the background looking blank. I feel like I missed the train with Greta. I don't remember when she got really. I know she did like a UN speech a long time ago, but I feel like I don't understand what the problem is.
There were like really big headlines about her, I think, after that speech, where it was like, oh, look at this 14-year-old girl who, I think she was
It was
14.
a climate thing, right?
Yeah, it was a climate change thing.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a lot of headlines talking about, wow, look at this 14-year-old girl understands more than these like 70-year-old scientists.
Oh, well, look, my whole thing about that is you do a lot more good, and it looks a little authentic if you're not recording yourself every second. It kind of reminds me when YouTubers would do that. They would start recording a video and they'll be like, we're giving out 60 pizzas to the homeless. And it's like, I get what you might be trying to do. If you're a genuine person, you're trying to like inspire other people to do the same thing. Go out, spend some money, help the community. But you just come off looking like a douchebag because you are with a camera in your hand coming up to this homeless person who can be ill, can have other problems. You're putting them on blast with your camera, and you're like, here, take this pizza, bro. Look, I'm helping you. Me, the cool YouTuber. I have my little Louis V bag. Here, take this pizza. So I think that goes for activism as a whole most of the time. I feel like I see so many people just they either just talk about it a lot, put videos up, pictures, and then you make other people feel bad because they feel like they're not doing anything. And it just becomes, again, like a marketing scheme, like to get followers and stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's pretty much that's what it is. My dad always says this saying, if you don't praise yourself, no one else is going to praise you.
Oh, like you got to pat yourself on the back?
Pretty much. So, especially if you're trying to grow a following, the best tactic is hitting the human emotion. So, by you posting a video of like, oh, look, I'm helping people out, it's the best way to get people, like, get clicks, get likes, comments, and so on. But you might have good intentions, but behind those good intentions, you also want to grow something and make money off of it potentially. I mean, hey, sometimes doing that actually brings more good because then you're making more money from all these views and stuff, so you can give more back to the community.
Yeah.
It just depends on your intentions.
It I feel as though, you read a lot about what's going on, and there's so much injustice in the world, and then you go on the internet and it's very tribal. There are people who are on the left, who are on the right. On Twitter, for example, I follow a lot of conspiracy theory pages and a lot of uh for some reason all that gets recommended to me are like far right leaning people, and every time I tell this to someone at work, they're like, well, it tells a lot about who you are. But it's like, nah, I swear to God, I don't look up anything crazy. That's just what gets recommended to me, because I think conspiracy theories usually get linked to, the right. So, and then it becomes this echo chamber of people just being very hateful. Or I don't understand why we can't have more people, especially public figures, be a little more in the middle and look at both sides. It's because it's not profitable. It has to be. You have to either be on the left or on the right, because then you have a big group of people giving you money, exposure. You're getting clicks, you're getting shared, likes, and all that. I mean, that's what grifting is essentially. You have a lot of people on Twitter who will post a lot of things, but that's not really their view. They're only doing it because they have accumulated this wealth from being on that side of the argument, even if they don't believe in it. I think that happens a lot, and I think people don't really think about it, because then you read the comments, and there are regular working people who are like, "Oh my God, you're absolutely right." Well, these people, it's like having a rich guy trying to compare himself to you and try to relate to your struggle, but it's impossible. Like, it's impossible to feel what these people feel in most of these injustices happening across the world. I'm not saying you shouldn't try, but it feels like when you put these influencers on such a high pedestal, which is exactly what happens on Twitter. That's usually the platform I sit on. So I mean, that happened in YouTube all the time as well. Like, somebody gets so big and then everything they say is gospel.
Not even YouTube, just even memes in general. Memes a lot of times make the wrong people famous for the wrong things. The most recent example, what's her name? Haley Welch, Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh yeah.
That whole situation was
with the meme coin.
Very interesting, and it's funny that we as a society enable these types of people to have a voice and then have these millions of followers for something that's usually called 15 minutes of fame.
Dude, the whole meme coin thing is so confusing to me, because every one of these people who have rug pulled their fans, and then you see this across YouTube and influencers in general. What happens is they get into some kind of controversy, and their immediate team tells them, don't say anything, just stay quiet for like a month. And then they come out with a statement, which is so confusing, because if your primary job is to be an influencer, you're on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, right? You're a YouTuber, whoever you are, you get into a controversy, you have so much more time to come up with a way to communicate to people. You've been posting videos for such a long time, and then the moment you need to post a video to clear things up or to communicate what happened, that's when you go radio silence for a month.
That's when you go to sleep for 3 months.
That's what happened with Haley Welch or whatever. She did the rug pull. That's what it looked like. I don't know if legally that's what happened, so I'm not going to say that's what happened, but that's what it looked like. And when people started asking questions, she just disappeared. And then the classic thing happens. They come back and it's, oh, I would never do that to my fans. I was working with these people. This is what they told me. So you shift all accountability, which is so confusing, because if you are promoting a product to somebody, right, even if it's your job to check, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I think my main problem with cancel culture, and I think that's why this happens all the time, my main problem with cancel culture is we don't allow people to make mistakes. We're treating people as if they're supposed to be perfect, and And even when you're a kid, you get away with making mistakes, saying something crazy, doing something crazy. And then as soon as you hit like an age when you're an adult, that stops. Nobody wants to give you a chance to make a mistake, to become a better person. You are just judged off the bat, canceled, and it's very confusing. Cancel culture is something that I think it's died down a little bit now, probably because of the new administration. I think nobody just cares anymore. I don't know. But that's what used to like confuse me. I didn't understand why we can't make mistakes. It's a lesson we teach kids all the time, right? When you're in school, they tell you there's no such thing as a dumb question. It's okay to make mistakes. You got to learn. You got to communicate, make friends. We're taught the most basic lessons as kids. And then you get older and it's like you abandon those things because they're categorized as lessons for little kids. Treat everyone like you want to be treated, treat everyone with respect. Those are the lessons that we need most when we're adults. And for some reason, we decide to only teach that to kids, hoping that when they grow up and life tosses them up a little bit, that they're going to remember those lessons, which they don't because at some point we stop teaching them. So you teach people it's okay to make mistakes. And then as soon as a mistake happens, you want to cancel their life. You want to, prevent them from getting better. So it's weird. You're promoting essentially the problem and not the solution. Because that's what happens with cancel culture. And that's why, you have the pendulum swinging. It used to be everybody's very like tolerant and inclusive. And then now it's going the other way where all the people who are very popular now are like on the right or like right wing. I don't know. It's really bizarre to me. I never understood that. Like why we teach kids the best lessons and then we just completely abandon it as we grow up.
Well, I wouldn't say everyone abandons it. There are obviously a bunch of people that still hold on true to the lessons that they were taught. But the problem is a lot of these people who become influencers, I feel like are genuinely just not good people. It's like you look at a lot of them and on camera they're like this funny person, someone you can look up to and so on. But then
Me.
behind the camera they're just completely different. They're constantly controversies. They did this, they did that, they're pedophile and so on. Why is every influencer nowadays something gets leaked about them talking to underage people?
Well, this is why I think the problem with famous people in general is people think just because you're a singer, a movie star, a YouTuber, that makes you a better person. You might have a skill, right? You might have some kind of gift, if you will, but that doesn't mean that you're not a human being after all, and that you're gonna make mistakes, and you might be a bad person. But for some reason, we all get shocked when like some really rich person or a celebrity does something crazy, and that's because we want them to be role models. But it's like they're not supposed to be role models. You know what I mean?
Don't meet your heroes.
Don't meet your heroes. That's kind of why I just never really cared about celebrity status. When you see somebody walking on the street or something, we live in New York. If you really wanted to, you could go celebrity hunting. You could go to these spots, probably in LA as well. You go to these spots where celebrities hang out and like go shopping and stuff. And people go crazy. They're like, oh my God, look, it's that guy walking and stuff like that. I honestly don't care. I know that sounds cool, but it's not even to sound cool. I don't know this person. I'm going to run up to Adam Sandler. I don't know Adam Sandler. You think you're going to understand who that is with like the 5 minutes you have to talk to him?
Well, a lot of times it's not even 5 minutes. It's a
Can I
lot
get a
less
picture?
than that. Can I get a picture and that's it?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they're like, oh, fine. I don't know if you've seen, there's this video of a soccer player called Bernardo Silva. Someone ran up to him with his phone out recording. And he's like, Bernardo, Bernardo, Bernardo. And this dude is just standing there, leaning on a wall, just hiding his face. He's like, what do you want, my friend? What do you want? It's just like, how sick do you think these people are of like having people come up to them?
Yeah, but see, the other side of the argument is, the fans made you.
The fans made you, definitely, but at the same time, as a fan, you should understand that, like, that's a human being. You don't know what's going on right now at this current period of their life,
Yeah.
and so on. You should give them space. If you want to be respectful, instead of running up to them with a camera, pointing it at their face, you can walk up to them and be like, "Hey, I'm a fan. Can I get a
There has
picture?"
to be
Be
some kind of
respectful about it.
etiquette. Yeah, for sure. If you're gonna run up to somebody, you know, ask them, be like, "Hi, I'm a fan. Would you mind taking your picture?" And if they're respectful, they'll tell you, "I'm sorry, whatever, no." Which I really doubt. I feel like if they're a normal person and you respectfully ask them, even if they're not in the mood, they'll probably do it.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
assume.
100%.
I'm sure there's been like instances where somebody was just an ass and just didn't want to do it. But then, that should tell you a lot about that person.
Well, I've seen instances of people bugging out when a celebrity tells them no, like, leave me alone.
Oh,
right
like,
now.
how dare you?
Yeah, they're like, "What do you mean no? I just want a picture. I just want a picture. I just want a picture."
What do you mean?
Literally, and it's like, give them some space. It's a human being after all. It's not celebrity is not this like celestial being that somehow doesn't have feelings. You don't know what's happening. Person might not be in the mood at that current time. It's like, just leave them alone. No means no.
Yeah. I mean, I usually when I think about the whole celebrity thing, I know a lot of people would want to be famous, like because it sounds great. You're famous, you're recognized, you have fans, you have a lot of money. But then I start thinking about like the very simple things: going to a grocery store, going for a walk in a park, taking the train. You don't have that anymore. You can't go. I saw this story I think recently that Michael Jackson, he knew somebody who owned a mall, and because he wanted to have a normal like mall experience, he basically rented out the whole mall, and then there were workers there who were like actors just walking around pretending to make it a real experience.
That's insane.
And honestly, that's that would be me. Like I think I would hate being recognized by people.
You know where celebrity experiences everything that normal people do? Keanu Reeves. All those pictures of him just on the train.
I don't believe that shit.
You don't think it's real?
I've seen those. Oh my god, Keanu Reeves. He's just like us. Look at him on the train. Bro, how often does he take that shit?
I mean, often enough for there to be decent amount of different pictures of him.
The problem is, I'm not saying he doesn't do it. I'm not saying he's not nice. What I'm saying is, unfortunately, I don't think people would let him do it. If he got on a train right now, he would get swarmed. So even if he really wanted to take a train ride somewhere because he wants to be a normal person, other people would do it so often to him that he would be like, you know what, I'm not doing this shit again.
Well, also, a lot of these pictures probably were like 10 years ago or something like that.
Yeah,
It was a very long time ago. And I think he has gotten a lot more popular over the past 10 years. Like, people knew him for Matrix, but then all of these pictures that are coming out, he looks very different from what he looked like in the Matrix.
Well, don't forget the picture of Keanu Reeves on the train. Can you pull it up?
Yeah.
If that happened early 2000s, Instagram and all that stuff, it was not the same thing. Right now, if Keanu Reeves gets on a train in New York City,
it spreads like
all
wildfire.
of the internet's going to know exactly what train he's on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it could have been more recently, but I feel like right now people would just swarm it. I remember that does not even look like Keanu Reeves. It could be.
Could be.
Damn.
Yeah, there's just tons of pictures everywhere.
I don't know, man. It looks weird. I don't know. I don't think he I don't think he takes the train as often as people think he does.
Well, 100%, but you see, there's more chances of seeing Keanu Reeves on a train than, like, I don't know, Sabrina
Michelle Obama.
Carpenter.
Oh.
Well, Michelle Obama, you wouldn't see her on a train ever.
Well,
Unless it's like a press thing.
so we're on Jojo Siwa's Instagram, and there's a picture she has with this girl who I've known about this for a very long time. This was way before AI was big. Okay, get this. So there's an Instagram profile called Little Miquela, Lil Miquela, okay? And she is enhanced artificially. You can tell this by a lot of her videos and pictures. Now, in 2025, this isn't weird at all. AI is going crazy everywhere, so you wouldn't expect this. This has been here since like 2016, dude.
That's insane.
This account,
How bad did this look in 2016?
it wasn't that bad. I mean, it looks better now, but it was really creepy because it's like, I don't know if this is even a real person. Like, look at that.
With 50 Cent?
It's such a weird, like, and this is what I'm saying with the whole AI thing. Little Miquela is a good example of an artificial influencer. Now, there could be a real person behind her, and I'm pretty sure there is. But in the future, you're going to have influencers who are fully artificial. Right? You're going to have movie stars who are fully artificially made. And you're going to have them influencing a lot of people through code. Like, it's going to get so creepy. There's going to be dudes who are making Instagram models that are artificially made and just baiting everyone. It's going to get so creepy so fast. People have no idea where this is going. I'm telling you. I've known about this account for such a long time. Like, I don't know, try to look up a way to see when this account was created. Like, type in Little Miquela first post on Instagram or something like that. There has to be a way. It's so bizarre. April 23rd, 2016 is when she made her first post.
Oh, it looks terrible.
It looks awful. But somebody has been doing this for 10 years. And this was before, AI is what it is now. And she has a massive following. What does she have? Like 2 million subscribers, right? I think that's what I saw. It was like 2.2 million subscribers. Followers, I'm sorry. Super bizarre. And listen, man, like 2.4 million subscribers. Followers. Damn it. It's so creepy, bro. I mean, you were showing me the what do you use? Google Veo?
Yeah, Veo 3.
Yeah, pull up some of those.
These are great. I love this.
So hold on, before we start, how much is well, that's Gemini. That's not the same thing, isn't it?
Well, Gemini is like the altogether, but Gemini as an AI uses Veo 3.
Got it. I see. Veo 3 is like a tool.
Yeah.
Okay. So Igor made a few AI clips just from like a prompt, and listen, they look pretty good. You could do the one with the clones talking. I think that's a better idea of what this is. So what was the prompt here?
So on this one, the prompt is 2 clone troopers are sitting at a podcast table discussing how Yoda would be a better president than the chaotic leadership of some others. The setting is a cozy podcast studio with microphones in front of each trooper. They are dressed in their clone armor, casually engaged in the conversation.
See that? And okay, so let's play it. Let's take a look at this.
All right, so imagine if Yoda ran for president. He'd be way better than, the guy who's always tweeting, right?
Oh, for sure. Yoda's wise and calm while the other guy just stirs up chaos.
Exactly.
See, like, it's crazy, dude, because it looks good, and it's only going to get better.
The sound quality is pretty decent.
The sound quality is good, and it really sounds like, even when you're watching it and it sounds a little like this, if you were in a car driving, this would sound like something you would listen to on the radio.
I guarantee you, if I show this to my grandma, she will not know that this is not a movie.
Exactly. It is, and I honestly think some other, like, younger people will get fooled by this as well.
100%.
And what we're seeing is that in the future, they're going to be making, I mean, why would you not, if you have the power and tools to do this, why would you not be making shows and like cartoons and stuff?
Yeah.
It's over. It's over party for Hollywood. I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. It's really not. And I can't wait till a few more years pass and I will rub this in Vlad and Georgie's face because they were over here sitting like, this will never happen. This will happen. You made a script that is, it's not the most original thing, but it gets the job done. It looks authentic. And for what it is, it looks really good, even if it's 8 seconds.
You know what Netflix and chill is going to look like in 10 years? You're going to lay down. What do you want to watch?
Put a prompt.
And then you get a general idea. You put a prompt into ChatGPT. ChatGPT generates a prompt with, what's it called? With a script. You put that into another AI, and then boom, you got a whole movie or like an episode to a series that you're creating by yourself.
It's gonna get insane. And you know what else I've been seeing a lot of? and this really makes me mad because I knew this would happen. Is AI girlfriends.
Oh, so
That's been for a long time. I
Yeah.
know it's been out there for a while, but I think now it's getting very creative, because now I see like ads and stuff that are like, oh my god, it's the best when my AI girlfriend sends me, and it's like a cherry emoji,
Nah.
and it's like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing?
well, the only reason that works is because there's a market for it.
There's a movie called Her, with Joaquin Phoenix. And I think, from what I remember in the movie, he falls in love with an artificial intelligence person thing.
What was that horror movie we watched where people had
Oh,
sex
girlfriends.
bots?
Right. Oh, man. I forgot what that was called.
That's the future.
That is the future.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to...
I mean, Japan is already partially living it.
My God. What's the synopsis of this? Go down. Yo, what is that? A sensitive and soulful man earns a living by writing personal letters to others. Left heartbroken after
For
his marriage
others.
ends, Theodore, played by Joaquin Phoenix, becomes fascinated with a new operating system which reportedly develops into an intuitive and unique entity in its own right. This was released in 2013, all right? We are closer to making this a reality than we've ever been before. Okay? Like, it's so... And this is what's confusing me about AI. We are diving headfirst into eliminating human contact as much as possible. We are opening the door to stop communicating with people. Emails are being written by AI. Texts are being sent by AI. Videos are being made by AI. Anything that communicates things to other people, we are diving headfirst to eliminate that whole, connection between people. And I think the final step to that is going to be when we start making partners for each other using artificial intelligence. That's going to be literally just, that's it, closed book. We're done.
You know what this sounds like? It sounds like right now is the best time for people to go out, go to a bar. If you can't go to a bar, go to a park, meet some new people.
Oh, yeah.
There's forums. Whatever you're interested in, you can always find a group of people that shares your interests. Gaming, reading books, and so on. Playing chess. Doesn't matter what you like. You can go and find some people that are interested in the same thing and just socialize.
It feels like you have less and less time. Just the clock is ticking. Well, that's the other thing. So, what is it? Tinder introduced a height filter now, which has every man below 6'8" scared, because apparently, like, everybody just wants a 6'8" guy. And I feel like, you see, when Tinder and all these dating sites do this, where they make it as selective as possible, where you put filters and, I want a person with red hair. It's so creepy to me. I don't understand why we are robbing people of discovering things for themselves. How many people get with somebody, surprise themselves because it might not be somebody they typically go for. Now, we are completely eliminating that, because you're influencing people to lie about their age, their height, their weight, everything, because they're worried that you're not gonna, how many, for a fact there are guys right now lying about their height on Tinder, because they know that just less and less girls are gonna go for that, because that's apparently like a crazy metric.
It's just dumb. Why would you want that? Why would you want a girl that went for something you're not?
I think people are just desperate, man. It's so, what was weird to me? I've never used Tinder in my life. I don't know, like, the ins and out of it, but I think at some point they introduced like a system you pay for stuff. You have a paid account, a subscription service, right?
And you can see like who likes you, I think.
Does it give you more swipes or whatever? Is that how that works?
I don't know. I think you have unlimited. Maybe it gives you the super swipes.
The hell is a super swipe?
Because you know how like people can swipe right or left,
right?
But then I think there's like a swipe up or something like that, like a super like.
Yo, what is it? I like you, but I don't super like you.
Literally.
You're all right. You're all right.
Well, I think super likes come up on the other person's side like right away. They don't have to.
Yeah,
find
you basically skip the fucking line.
Yeah, literally.
It's literally
You're
a
like, hey,
skip the
look
line.
at me.
I don't know, man. I don't know where we're headed. I don't want it to be so doom and gloom. I don't want to be the old guy sitting here being like, the end is near. But what are you gonna say?
You are old.
I'm not old. I'm so young. I'm so young. I could tell you I'm young. I don't go to the doctor. I don't go to the dentist. I say horrible things at work.
I forgot. We didn't mention today. How's your tooth?
Dude, better. I'll tell you this.
Ibuprofen?
A few nights ago, my wisdom tooth was just kicking my ass. I didn't know what to do with myself. I'm sure if anybody's had tooth pain, they understand what I'm talking about. It was like at 1 a.m. and I was just pacing around my house because I didn't know what I'm going to do with myself. And that's the worst because you can't even make an emergency like nothing. Everyone's sleeping. What are you going to do?
Yeah, no dentist is. There's no emergency care like for dental issues.
Yeah,
At least I don't think so.
I mean, if you go to the hospital to like the ER, is there like a dentist there?
Maybe. No
I
idea.
assume
I've
there-
never been in the ER.
There probably is, but I don't think, if you show up and you're like, my tooth hurts, it's just going to be funny. I don't know.
They're probably gonna give you like some very strong painkillers and
Exactly.
tell you to go
Yeah.
home.
So I'm, it's like 2 a.m. I'm pacing around my house. I'm debating at this point, just going outside and going for a run because I don't know what to do with myself. I'm sitting there. I'm like swaying. My body feels like it's burning. I took an Advil, did nothing to me. It literally felt like the Advil was just non-existent. We fought the pain. We beat it. And then the next morning, I was like this close calling out of work. So I end up calling my dentist because I'm like, you know what? And this happens to me all the time. Whenever something hurts, and then in the moment, I'm like, okay, we're taking care of this now. But then when the pain stops, I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad. We got this. I made the decision, called my dentist, and I was like, hey, can I pull up? And he's like, yeah. I asked him, like, do you have any availability this week? He's like, oh, not this week. I was like, all right, next week. He's like, I got you on the 23rd. So then I'm like, oh, this gives me a lot of time to make my teeth look way better than they are, and that's kind of my, I don't know if this is just a guy thing, men in general. I feel like nobody goes to doctors. Most of my friends, and like I know my dad is the same way. We only go to the doctor when our left hand is just numb. You know what I mean? Nobody goes to the doctor. You only go when there's blood coming out of your nose and you're like, uh-oh, something's wrong with me. I don't know if it's just like whenever I go, it's because somebody forced me. I never want to go to the doctor, partly because I don't want to be told that I have cancer. You know what I mean? I'd just rather not know.
If you don't know, you don't have it.
Right. Well, I'm too scared to know the results. I don't know if it's just but I feel like I've talked to so many of my friends who are guys, and nobody does checkups. Nobody visits the doctor as often as like other people that I speak to. Like I was at the doctor's today, and even then I was just so mad. Like I was standing there in the waiting room. I was getting pissed off because I hate waiting in line. I hate waiting for things. It makes me really upset. So, and then I sit there, they take my blood. They're like, all right, blood work's going to come back in a week. I was like, cool. I don't care. And I know what's going to happen. They're probably going to call me, tell me some level of this is high. Don't stop. Like, we found a little bit blood, a little blood in your Coca-Cola stream. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to happen. They're going to just tell me that, stop eating candy. And I'm going to tell them, I know. I don't want to, but I know. But just donuts are too good, Chinese food is just too good.
That Boston cream hits hard.
Dude, I'd eat Boston cream donut off a straight up, bro. It's just so good.
I think we should beep the whole sentence.
I'll believe that, dude. Leave it to the imagination. Boston cream is so good. I love Boston cream. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna be good. I think I'm healthy, but really, I do it just to prove to my mom and my wife that, this is what happens. This is how they do things. They'll tell me, "Go get checked out. Why are you afraid to go get checked out?" And then I'll tell them, "Because I'm fine." They're like, "Yeah, you think you're fine," and then I'll do it. Everything will be fine, and then I'll tell them, like, "I told you," and they're like, "Well, now you know," which makes me so mad. So
I
mad.
haven't been to a doctor since 2019.
What? 2019.
2019 was the last time I went to a doctor. I was sick with COVID. Didn't go to a doctor. I was sick with other stuff. You know what? I'm lying. I went to a dermatologist when I had that
Doesn't count.
rash thing. But like a
That doesn't
doctor
count.
where they like do a full checkup.
Yeah.
Nah.
Wow. It's horrible. You should go to a doctor.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm
fine. I feel fine. And whenever I get
see,
like that,
see, this is what I'm saying.
and whenever I get that sharp stinging pain in like my left side, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's time to die. So I'll lay there waiting for it to come. Never comes. So just the pain goes away.
That's true. Your stomach starts hurting. You're like, well, this is it.
This is it.
We had a good run.
We're done, boys.
My dad
That's
had
what
a fractured arm for a week before he went to a doctor. He was like, yeah. My dad was like, I can't move my thumb. Maybe I should go talk to someone. So, it's been real. It's been good. It's been real good. I don't want to torture you guys for any longer. We got some guests coming up. I got a few friends that I'm going to call in here because...
You didn't introduce us to your friend back there.
Vlad? No, that's Ken.
Ken Block?
Yeah, dude, I honestly, yesterday, I was turning off the lights in this room, and I wanted to find my charger, so I opened the door, and I almost shit myself. Because he's in the corner, and I opened the door, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. Get a mannequin, you know what I'm talking about.
He's a Jedi in training.
Yeah. It kind of sucks, because he looks like he's tweaking most of the time. I wanted, like, a nice mannequin that I could dress up, so I could look at a fire fits. But all I have is a tweaker now. He's just like, ugh. But it's okay. We're going to work on it.
Typical person from, Philadelphia?
Yeah, come on. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love your mother. Appreciate your parents for having you here with us. And please, as always, leave a like. It helps me sleep. It helps me eat. And look forward for more. I'm gonna have some more people on here. It's gonna be fun. So thank you so much for watching Respectfully Disrespectful. And
On the website, talking all night, then your friend died. Y'all was born whipping in exotic shit Italians. If y'all hit us, then let your talent get expanded. Use the tally, couldn't count it for the fam. We gon' beat the challenge outright. Making love to the chick